Hey folks, welcome into Indaba Africa. This is Chris with a short live stream here, about to bring you live footage of SpaceX's latest launch about to take off here. It's this rocket Falcon 9 taking off once again. So I'm going to put that up in the background, and then I will go ahead and drop off the screen here, put my camera, but let me put that up over top myself here underneath. Here we go. All right, that's about to take off there. SpaceX's launch about to go, folks. Let's see if we can hear what's going on there. All right, let me turn the volume up. Okay.
Chief is en route, and you can see that on your screen, en route to recover the fairing out of the water following splashdown. As for the weather, it does look nice over there in Florida, but we have been keeping an eye out on some thick cloud layers. So we are keeping an eye on weather until T-0, but so far it is looking good for launch today. The vehicle, satellites, weather, and range are looking good for an on-time liftoff this morning.
Come on. Damn it.
As we continue the countdown, we wanted to share a few recent updates on Starlink. This week, Microsoft announced a long-term strategic collaboration with SpaceX to connect Starlink with their modular data centers as part of Microsoft's Azure cloud computing service. This collaboration could help make internet access and networking capabilities available for customers in remote and rugged environments around the world. Speaking of remote locations, Starlink is making its way to another rural location right here in the United States. Earlier this week, the Ector County Independent School District in Texas announced their participation in a new pilot program to help local students and their families access high-speed, low-latency internet. Similar to other rural communities across the country, many residents of Ector County have limited to no connectivity. This issue was magnified for the school district when COVID-19 forced school building closures earlier this year, as nearly 2 in 5 students in the district do not have access to reliable high-speed internet at home. Starting in 2021, Starlink will connect up to 45 households in the community as part of the pilot program. And as the network capabilities continue to grow, it will then expand service to an additional 90 households in the school district. Our Starlink network is still in its early stages, but if you're interested in receiving future updates on Starlink news and service availability in your area, visit starlink.com. We're currently at T-3.5 minutes from liftoff, and Falcon 9 is heading down the final stretch of the terminal countdown. The second stages are almost fully loaded with 1 million pounds of kerosene, fuel, and liquid oxygen.
So folks, what you're seeing now is the latest SpaceX launch. This is not part of my live stream for tonight, but I came back and there's a spacewalk taking place right now. The SpaceX is about to launch the latest Falcon 9 rocket with a recovery vehicle. It's daylight, so we should be able to see the successful return of the booster to the ground. Hopefully that'll happen within the time before I have to go live, but I just thought I'd bring this on for people to get a chance to watch this. I'm going to have to go get ready and change, but I'm going to leave you with the final 3 minutes of the Falcon 9 launch that's taking place in Florida right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is live coverage of SpaceX and the rocket about to take off in 2 minutes and 48 seconds. The last time we did this, we had an aborted takeoff. So let's see if this one actually goes off. And I'm going to put this back on so you guys can listen to it. And I'm going to get changed and ready for my live stream here shortly. Here you go, folks. We have T-minus 2:34 and counting, 2:33, 2:32, 2:31, T-minus 2 minutes and 30 seconds to launch the Falcon 9 rocket.
Weather is still looking good. We're still keeping an eye out on it, but weather is still looking good for T0, and the range is green for launch. Coming up here at T-minus 2 minutes, we should be completing LOX loading here shortly. Again, as I mentioned earlier, those white clouds that you see around Falcon 9 is from the venting of the LOX line. And this is normal. There's that call out for stage 2, LOX load complete. Again, those white clouds are normal that you see there on your screen. We're just 30 seconds away from Falcon 9 being in startup. Again, that's when the internal flight computers take over the terminal count. And now you can really see that venting of the locks there from the transporter erector. This is to clear out the lines on the TE in preparation for liftoff.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
There's that call out. The Falcon 9 is in startup. In about 10 seconds here, we should hear if we are go for launch.
Flight.
LD is go for launch.
And you heard that the LD is go for launch. So it looks like weather is in our favor today. So at T minus 30 seconds, let's listen into the terminal count and watch as Falcon 9 takes our 60 Starlink satellites into orbit today.
Stage 1 tank pressing for flight.
T-minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. And we have liftoff.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
At T plus 40 seconds into liftoff, Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Pad 40 at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, carrying our Starlink payload out into space. Now we just throttled down the engines in preparation for Max Q, which stands for maximum aerodynamic pressure.
Mach 1.
This is the largest structural load that the vehicle will see throughout ascent. Should be coming up on Max Q in a few seconds here.
Just about 1 minute, 10 seconds into launch there.
There's that call out that we just passed through Max Q. In about a minute, we will have 3 events that happen very quickly, one after another. That will be MECO, or main engine cutoff, stage separation, and SES1, or second engine start 1. And main engine cutoff is where all 9 of those M1D engines shut down to slow the vehicle down in preparation for stage separation, which is when the first stage separates from the second stage.
This is a much better camera angle than we had last time. They've been improving.
After stage separation,
Quite a good view there. Look at the acceleration, the speed. 3,300, 3,400. Altitude 29 kilometers, 30 kilometers. Imagine if your car went this fast, folks. Imagine if your car went this fast.
And at T plus 2
Light
minutes,
that candle.
we are about 30 seconds away from
4,600 kilometers per hour. 39 kilometers.
SES1. Again, it's SES1 because we do have 2 burns of the Merlin vacuum engine on today's mission.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Approaching 6,000 kilometers per hour, excuse me, per second, yeah. 51 kilometers into orbit.
Stage.
Coming up on separation here. As we do this, there's an astronaut spacewalk taking place concurrently, also streaming live.
Stage separation confirmed.
There's separation, ladies and gentlemen. 7,000 kilometers, 7,700 kilometers per hour, 75 kilometers above the surface of the Earth.
And there you just watched MECO, main engine cutoff, stage separation, and that second stage engine ignite. We're just about 15 seconds here from fairing deploy, and on your right-hand screen you can see...
Spikerhund says, what would America do without Elon? We'd rely on Northrop
halves.
Grumman and Boeing, which have competing
Starlink
systems.
as well.
And we pay probably a little bit more, but we'd still be in
And on your
space.
left-hand screen is first stage, making its way back to Earth.
Bearing separation confirmed.
And there, as you watch on your screen, that is confirmation that those fairing halves have deployed.
You can see the fairing heads out there on the
And
left-hand
as a
screen.
reminder, we will be attempting to pick up the fairing halves after they touch down on the water with our recovery vessel, Miss Chief, today.
It's right there as the rocket comes back down to the surface. Look at that. Look at how hot that thing is.
Now, with stage 2 well on its way to orbit, stage 1 is now heading back to Earth and will perform
9,000 kilometers per hour, 121 kilometers above the surface.
The first is the entry burn to assist in slowing the vehicle down as it passes back into the Earth's atmosphere. This will be a 3-engine burn, starting off with the center E9 engine and followed not too long after by 2 additional engines reigniting. Then the second and final burn for the first stage will be the landing burn, which is just a single E9 engine.
Kim Jong-un is stealing ideas.
And that is enough to rapidly
Folks, rapidly
slow down the
approaching
vehicle
10,000
to touch down on this
kilometers per
landing
hour.
zone. And again,
98.
for today, the landing zone is just read the instructions.
99.
Which is currently out in the middle of the ocean.
10,000
waiting for
kilometers per
its booster
hour,
to come
138 kilometers above the surface of our planet. Look at the big blue marble there in the
back.
background,
Stage 2
ladies and
is
gentlemen.
looking good and nominal. Got a nice view of that MVAC engine on your right-hand screen. Stage 2 is taking our Starlink payload to its targeted orbit, and these 60 Starlink satellites will join the constellation already on orbit, which are designed to provide high-speed, low-latency internet to people here on Earth, and especially to places where good internet is really hard to access.
So serving a
Just
public
after T
purpose there,
plus
folks.
5 minutes, so we're just about a minute away from the entry burn beginning on the first stage.
The Earth's not
Entry
flat,
burn
says Joe.
will be.
Trajectory.
There's a call out. The vehicle second stage is on nominal trajectory. That entry burn will last about 22 seconds long. And you can see on your left-hand screen the first stage, the grid fins are deployed.
12,000 kilometers per hour, 156 kilometers above the Earth's surface.
Because it requires the atmosphere and air to be flowing through those grid fins. Got some really awesome clear views.
It is too late for
on
me to
both
join the Space
both
Force,
the
Ivan,
first
as a
and
uniform
second
member,
stage. You
perhaps
see
as a
Earth in the
civilian.
background.
I could do it.
We're just about 15 seconds or so away from that entry burn on the first stage.
You can see the attitude adjustment on the left-hand side for the
Stage
re-entry
1
there.
FTS is saved.
6 minutes into flight, folks. 14,000 kilometers per hour.
And there you can see the entry burn has begun. And as you saw, the plume started out small and then got larger, and that's because we light up the first single engine and then followed by 2 additional engines on this entry burn for a total of 3.
So what you're seeing is the rocket descending back to the Earth's surface. That's the first burn is completed.
And entry burn is now complete. As you see, those engines have shut down.
The figures on the
So
lef-hand
next
side,
up,
the
in about a minute or so,
gauges
will
are
be
related
that
to
landing
the
burn for the
actual
first stage.
rocket headed into space, not
And
this one,
as I
booster,
mentioned earlier,
which is headed back to
It will
Earth.
just be the center.
All nominal trajectories.
It will just be the center E9 engine for the landing burn, and that's enough thrust to slow the vehicle down. The M1D engines have 845 kilonewtons, or 190,000 pounds of thrust.
There's the recovery vehicle right there, floating at sea.
Again, that's
Last time we
enough
did
to
this, it was
slow this
nighttime,
very
and the
large
mission was
vehicle
scrubbed.
down. Touchdown on that drone ship that you see right there in front of you. That's just read the instructions.
Well, she never shuts up, does she?
And this will
Doing
be
a good
the
job.
third landing for this specific
Yeah, this is the
booster.
cool part, Ivan, watching this thing come back to Earth. What I'm going to do is I was going to break and stop and and start on time,
About
but I'm going to
20
keep
seconds
going
or
on the
so away
stream,
from that landing
and then we'll
burn
stop
beginning.
after the recovery. Approaching 20,000 kilometers we've passed per hour now, folks, for the vehicle headed into space.
It's a very clear and beautiful day over there in Florida, so hopefully we get a nice, beautiful view of first stage landing.
167 kilometers above the Earth, over 21,000 kilometers per hour.
There's
8 minutes
confirmation,
into
stage
flight.
1 landing burn. You can kind of see that burn kind of shaking the camera there.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
All right, getting close here, folks. Look at that.
Seeker.
There it is. Yeah.
Ooh, and we had a little bit of a rough off-camera view there, but the Falcon has landed on our drone.
Falcon
ship
has
for its
landed. The
third
Falcon 9
landing
rocket has
on
landed.
Just read the instructions. This marks our 63rd successful recovery of a Falcon first stage.
Bravo.
And the 11th for Just Read the Instructions.
Bravo,
And what's amazing is
SpaceX.
we can see it there now, standing stably there.
Bit of a rough return. They might want to replace the
Now we're
lens on
waiting
that camera.
On the right-hand screen for SECO 1, which is second engine cutoff 1. There's that call out for
Engine
SECO.
cut off. There's the telemetry on the spacecraft as it heads up into orbit. Yep, right in the middle of the circle there. Imagine that technology could be in South
We're waiting
Africa.
for confirmation of good orbit here.
Nominal parking orbit insertion.
And there's that call out that we are in a good orbit.
They are in orbit.
So now the
They've
second
achieved
stage is
orbit,
going to
folks,
coast in this
27,000
orbit for
kilometers
roughly
per
35
hour.
minutes. So we're going to take a quick break during this coasting time, but we'll leave you with an animation so that you can see where the Starlink satellites are in the coast phase. So we'll see you back here at T plus 43 minutes for the second stage. Hello from SpaceX headquarters in Hawthorne, California. My name is Jesse Anderson, and I'm a lead manufacturing engineer here at SpaceX. You're watching a live webcast for our 15th Starlink mission and our 19th mission overall this year. As you may be...
There you go, folks. That's it. What I'm going to do now is very quickly ask that people be patient with me. I'm going to go ahead and end this stream, and I'll start with the Night Owls edition here shortly. So please be patient. Don't run off. Come back. Give me about 5 minutes to restart. Ladies and gentlemen, you've just seen the 63rd successful return of the Falcon 9 rocket from space, having boosted the crew dragon, not the crew dragon in this case, but a cargo capsule into space. And you've seen the 63rd successful landing back on the Earth's surface, landing at sea on the platform. Bit of a rough arrival there, as you saw the exhaust coming in from the rocket as it used it to slow its descent, but it did land spot on right in the middle of the circle. Once again, bravo SpaceX, brilliant technology, America leading the way in space exploration yet again, despite Barack Obama's effort to cripple our space program. Is that fair? No, it's not fair. He tried to cripple our manned space program, but this is not man-to-man launch. But anyway, so I just can't help but take a little jab at Barack Obama. Folks, that's what you've just seen here in this short transmission. We're going to wrap up, and then please give me, after I finish, I'd ask that anybody that's going to watch the Night Owls edition that caught this, please go to the chat on that stream and let people know that I'll be showing up a few minutes late. I appreciate that. Please do that, folks. I would really appreciate that. Thank you very much. This has been coverage of the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket launch into space. You've seen the actually capsule achieving orbit 27,000 kilometers per hour, 170 kilometers above the Earth's surface, in orbit now, successful, and the Falcon 9 rocket returning once again safely for the 63rd time to the Earth's surface. And that's it, folks. Please go and let people know I will be showing up. Give me about 5 minutes, and I have to reset everything, and I'll be back on the air. Thank you for tuning in, and God bless America, and thank you, Elon Musk. Thank you so much. Well done, NASA. Well done. Well, this wasn't NASA, but this was Falcon 9, but well done to NASA anyway, and also to Elon Musk. Thanks a lot, folks. We'll catch you here in just a few minutes, and that's about all she wrote. Let me just make sure that this stream actually ends because it's been acting up. So I'm going to end the stream right here. Thank you. If I'm still in the air, it'll end in a moment as I go to the screen to end it. But thank you. We'll be back in about 5 minutes after this ends. Thank you so much, folks. Appreciate you tuning in for this.